Hello, folks. I'm your host, the Dynamite Crip, and you are here watching the Bento Box review. This month's Bento Box was themed as seen on TV. As with most of these boxes, uh, all of these books were right on the mark. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. The first book we look at today is Rick and Morty Volume 1. It is on the channel Adult Swim, and it was brought to us by Oni Press. In the first outing of this book, Rick shows Morty how to play the stock market. What he doesn't tell Rick, and what is later found out, is that what Rick doesn't tell Morty is that by doing this, the way Morty is doing this, he's using a machine that manipulates timelines. And the timeline where Rick and Morty make a stock market buy and it wins is their timeline, while the other timeline is completely erased. The second one is kind of a continuation of the first, where it is Rick and Morty end up getting caught by a time cop who ends up throwing them in jail, and turns out that Rick has made this jail, so he knows exactly how to escape. And he ends up showing Rick that there is a portal in the jail that they can go through. The only problem is, Rick doesn't tell Morty that there is only time for one of them to go through. So Rick pushes Morty through the time loop. Where back home, it's found out that Jerry, Rick's father, had actually turned in Rick and Morty to this time cop. And the way Morty finds out, or the way Rick finds out, or the way Morty finds out, is they're selling all of Rick's property. They're selling all of Rick's property off. What? That's number 2. Number 3 kind of goes on another continuation, only this time it is Rick's turn to try and escape. And I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure how that happens, but anyway. Another, and the fourth book a it it is found out that Morty has started a war between these alien races and has manipulated them into working for him. The others are just great adventures. So I don't have time to go through them all, but it was a great book, and I would highly suggest picking this up. It was funny. It kept a good pace and everything. Blacklist. The Gambler. As seen on NBC. Brought to you by Titan Comics. This was a good book. It started off with a murder of an activist, and the shot was blamed on the FBI. The rest of it was just a good cat and mouse game, trying to figure out who it was that killed the activists for real, and who was trying to blackmail the or who was trying to not blackmail, who was trying to frame the FBI. Which it turns out it was a man called the Gambler, who ended up being a former FBI agent himself. It was a good book. Definitely a nice read. I've never seen any of the episodes, so I can't comment on that, but it was good nonetheless. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Tolson's Protocol. It's on TV. Don't know what channel. Brought to you by Marvel. This one was a good one because, well, anyway, a quick synopsis of it was that S.H.I.E.L.D. is being invaded and basically trying to be taken apart from inside out. And at first they think they're trying to be taken out by Iron Man, but lo and behold, it turns out to be not Iron Man. It is actually a former S.H.I.E.L.D. Member named something Ward, and he started off as a S.H.I.E.L.D. member, but then he went undercover as a Hydra member, and through manipulation was convinced that they were doing the right thing. It keeps you guessing right up until the end, and it kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger because it kind of shows that Agent Phil Coulson had protocols on all the superheroes, including the members of his own team. And it shows that there might be some betrayal in the SHIELD membership. Anyway, great book, good read.